Hi all, so welcome to the today's tutorial. In previous tutorial, we have added some, you know, really amazing things in our game. So in today's tutorial, we will enhance some more functionalities. One is we will update our UI and we will also change the mesh for our bullet spawner. So for that, I have added one asset. So in asset, it is a static mesh. And in our case, like instead of Arcade Editor Sphere, I do want to use this one, the bullet, SM bullet. I have already uploaded in the folder, so you can go through it. And just to have it a big, by default, the unit is correct, but I do want to have scaling to 2. So I'm just setting it to 2 and import all. Okay, this is done. I will just save it and we'll delete the material. Force delete. And for this, I will use the same material which I was using before. Perfect. Okay, so the next thing which I do want to replace the Arcade Editor sphere which we were using and spawner and projectile if I'm not wrong. So copy reference and we will go to our rider. We will search for the bullet spawner. And instead of this, I will just replace the reference. Once it is done, I will also make like remove the scaling because when we were using the sphere, we were scaling it to 0.1, right? And we don't need that now. So this is done. So the bullet spawner is done. Next thing is the projectile bullet. In projectile bullet, we will do the same. Instead of that sphere, I will just, okay, I think we have to copy the reference again. So copy reference, we'll paste that here. Perfect. And we scaled this too, if I'm not wrong. And let me Control Shift F. Let me check. I think we were spawning it somewhere. Yes, we were spawning and we are setting the reference. So I will just remove that line and it should start working out. So just compile and check if everything is working logically. Okay, we will test it in the Pi mode. Okay, this is done. Let's try. Let me pick my gun. Perfect. If you see, perfect. Now I have to kill that zombie within that 3. Okay, he's coming. I think I equipped that. Okay. See, this is how it is working. And we can actually make one more, when we are spawning. So in spawn, when we are spawning our bullet, it is looking like this, which is very static right now, right? It don't have any fancy thing. So one of the thing which we can do, we can just use the rotating movement component. I will suggest you to do it on your own. Just simulate and it will, simulate your bullet like this. And this one more thing, if I will press G, we are equipping uh, the bullet as soon as we are interacting with the sphere. So we have to uh, turn it radius down maybe to 50 or 25. Yes, it make more sense to me. So let's do that. I will encourage you to do these changes on your own, then come back to this video. So where it was that again? I think it is in the spawner. So bullet spawner. First changes which we do want to make is to have that component. Okay, Alt O. I have one more section. I usually keep my separate section for the function and the variables. So the variable for the rotating movement will be, if you will hover over it, it will be u rotating movement component. So u rotating movement component, and I will include it, and it will be a pointer rotating movement component. We will also add the u property. Reason being is maybe in future when we will make the blueprint variant of this class, we can change things. And blueprint read, write. I don't think we need read, write both, but okay, it will work. Next thing is we will just initialize it. Create. Okay, so this is done. I think it will start reflecting as soon as we will compile it. So let's check. Next thing is we will add some more changes to our UI. So we will do that. And in the meantime, actually, I have updated two things under the hood. One thing is like I changed the AI speed. So by default, it was 44 if I'm not wrong. But right now, if we will go to our zombie, uh, MAI base, if you will go to this class, you can see like by default we are setting the default speed. I change it to 200 instead of 44 because previously it was very slow. So, and the second thing which I did change under the hood, really sorry for that, in EQS I changed from previously it was like min value was 2000 and max value was like 999 and something, but I tweaked that out. Reason being is when you will spawn, so just to make it more competitive, your enemy should also spawn somewhere here to like just close to you so he can reach out to you. So that is why. And one of the things I think which we can change, just press no for now. Uh, just choose filter only, not score. So what it will do, it will give the equivalent weightage to everything. So when you will choose, okay, which one is the best, it can choose any, any location in this area. So it will give you more randomness while choosing your location. Perfect. And let me delete this again. Just press yes, compile and save. Okay, so when let's check for the spawner, I think we changed the spawner, right? Nope. Yes, we changed the spawner. So actor spawner for the blood spawner. This is how it is looking. And this make more sense. Second thing is, okay, the rotating movement, is it there? Yes, it is there. When we will simulate it, let's check if it is working fine or not. Yes, it is. Next change is to have that sphere. So SC spawner. Give me a second. Okay, we have that variable inside our base spawner base. So C spawner area, and are we using some more spawner? We are using for gun 2, and let's check. This is how it is looking. Yep, and the radius for both of them should be different because for the gun it is quite okay, but when it comes to bullet, I don't think so. So we will override that area. So spawner area, we are setting the radius here to 100, right? I will just change it in the bullet spawner, and we will change it, set radius to 25. Here it was 100 and here it will be 25. And we can also do it like this, it should work. So compile and check if it is working fine or not, because it's in the constructor. Okay, just press G. This was our bullet. I will just remove it. Yes, now it is working fine. This is perfect. I will remove the gun too. Our gun is here. Just press G and it is all good. The next change will be in the UI, and this is the main. So I have added one more texture to our folder. Give me a second. Let me open that for you. So here I have added this, not this one, but this one, instruction one. So we'll just use this image here. And there's one more, that heart fill and heart empty, because when we are pressing shift, that breathing functionality, we don't have any indicator here. So we will do that. So maybe asset, textures. Let me drag drop them. This one, and this. Yes. Okay. It's done. So here I need an image, and here the image will be static, right? So I don't, that is why I'm not coding in C++. Reason being is I don't want to change its content or anything like that. It will be static. So that is why I will just replace the name I underscore instructions. Instructions. And maybe 150, 150. We will anchor it to the right corner somewhere here, and we will just choose instruction. Yes. Right now, if you will see, it is kind of black, so it is not looking good. One of the things which we can do, if it go right, just right click, create material, m underscore UI underscore instruction. So here I am just telling that I'm using m underscore UI because m is for material and UI is for like this material will be used for the user interface. So I can segregate between them, and I will use it in the translucent mode and will connect it to the opacity. And instead of this, I will use this. So this is looking far better than before. We can also choose the opacity if it is not looking good. So we can go to opacity and we can run that 0.5. Mm, it is not modifying value. So maybe multiply here alpha 1, we can change to 0.5, and let me check. This is this is looking good, and you can tweak that effect, or you can tweak the value, and this is how it is looking. I think it is blending fine with the environment. Next thing is that progress bar, and I do want to have that reference inside C++, so I will go to the UI main. I will request you to do the same, like do on your own. We have to create one progress bar, and we just have to connect, the that breathing functionality which we did. So let's start. So I will create one more variable, so control D. Instead of you text block, I will use you progress bar, and instead of TB, we will use PB underscore. It will be for lungs, so lungs. Okay, next thing is the variable, sorry, function. So void update lung percentage. By default, it will be 100. Then the definition, and here the PB dot set percentage, and here we need to have the value. Okay, load value. We'll copy paste it here. Now this function will get called from the HUD. So we'll go to HUD because we can access these functionality from hard only. So I will create that function again, void amHard. We'll paste that function and float value. Yes, alt enter, create declaration, and here I will just copy paste this, and instead of play button I will use same update lung percentage, and we will pass the value. Yes. Okay. Next thing okay, this is public, so we can call this function. And if you remember correctly, can you recognize when we were changing the content of that breathing lungs? It was under character when we were pressing shift. So character. Okay, this is done. And I'm prefixing float because when you will divide, it will by default give you int, and we want it float because it will be like 0 to 1 value. And the next thing, I think this is what we need. Okay, and there is one thing which I can see. I have named it as current sprint allowed time. I think it should be like current sprint time. So right click, refactor, rename current sprint time, not allowed time. Just next, and this is done. So maybe we can just compile again. We can create our PB lungs. This thing we have to rename. Life succeeded. Will compile. It is saying the same progress bar 1. Okay, and here we will set the background to lung. Okay, what's the name again? So I think it's okay, it's heart. It should be lungs empty. Lung empty and lung fill. This empty one, just choose it here. Instead of box, we will choose image. Same thing we will do with the fill. Perfect. If you will select this, when it is filling, give me a second with percentage. So it will be from bottom to top. Okay, and this is blue because in the appearance section in fill color it is blue. So we can change to red. Okay, so all the functionalities are working fine. So this was it for today. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye bye.